Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. Still not sponsored by Lancaster Insurance. Maybe one day. Good afternoon. Today is the 12th of November, and this is part 21 of a slightly shambolic shuffle around the 2023 NEC Classic Motor Show, sponsored by Lancaster Insurance. I do apologise in advance for any incorrect information, which has happened all the way through the previous 20 parts. If I fall over, if I get interrupted by announcements, I'm afraid it's just the way that it goes on this channel. So, we're on this Saab Owners Club stand now. A couple of 9.5s on here. The first one that's drawn my attention is this 2001 Saab 9.5 Griffin. Still in the original ownership, I think. It's got a 3-litre V6 turbo engine, 200 horsepower. Very tasty, viewers. I'd like to have a go in one of these 9.5s actually, but so far I've not been offered one, which is a bit of a shame, because they are interesting. I have recently driven a 9000 Griffin, but that's not up actually public on my channel yet. It will come at some point. Also, we've got the second generation 9.5 here. These were only made for a couple of years. It's really sad, actually. This one is a 2010. They finished in 2012. It's a 9.5 Aero, 6-speed auto. I would absolutely love to have a go in one of those as well. This is why I put the email address of the channel in every single video now. So, one of the last Saabs, that second generation 9.5, and we've got one of the earliest Saab. I think this is a gosh, it's before the 92. Wow, this is one of the prototypes, the 19th Saab ever made, 92019. So it's a 49, this one. Goodness gracious me, a tiny rear window. Glass expensive. Got a 96 here. This will be one of the V4 engine ones. 71, 72 registration. And then we've got some Audis here, some very fast Audis. This is rally cars. This one is an 83. Why it's got a D plate, I don't quite know, but you know, somebody maybe in the comment section below tell me. This is S1 Sport replica. That looks serious. It would have looked more like that one originally, but it now looks like that, which is crazy. Paul's classic car restoration. How big Paul is. The lighting in here is odd, isn't it? This is, it's quite a car, which is a bit serious about this, isn't it? We've got the different gear lever and the 5-point harnesses and things. So 84, 85. So I just had a channel fan stop me there. Got to keep going though, viewers, otherwise we'll never get round here. Ooh, very late. All Quattro here. This one, let's have a look and see at the information sheet here, whether it tells me or no, it does not. They finished in 91 on a G plate, so 89 to 90. That was after the sort of car that replaced it come out actually, but just kept building them. And then we have it's an Audi RS2, I think this is. Yeah, RS2, 1995. Thank you whoever put that plate on the car, it helps me out a lot. So we've got Porsche influence on this. We've got Porsche style wheels. I think those are 911, 993 door mirrors. Amazing. Again, this is the sort of car I'm quite interested in having a go in something like this. Even like a 1.6 80 Avant would be good enough for me. But never been offered one so far. It's always a way, just have to wait and see what people come up with, really. All Tatras and other things. The Wartburg Trabant IFA Club. This one is, I think, a pre-war Tatra. 1938 T97. Rear-engined, of course. Very expensive and well-engineered cars, actually, these. We've got the 603, here we go, 603, 1964. Such an amazing design. Imagine if these had been sort of available kind of freely. You could get them in other countries, I think, but it would have been nice that you know, Tatra had been able to sort of grow into a much bigger company. It sort of ended with a bit of a whimper, really. I think it was 613 was the last one, but it was made late 90s, early 2000s, I think. Now we have something special here. This is a very, very late Wartburg. It's a 1.3, which means it was made some point, I think about sort of 1990, maybe a little bit later. It's a Volkswagen engine in this, rather than the previous models, which had the, I think it was a two-stroke engine. And then we've got a Skoda Favorit Estate. Now, these weren't called the Foreman in this country. They were known as the Favorit Estate. This one's got a little information about this. Just to say, so yeah, 92, 93 on a K. And I know Ian Seabrook, the Hub Nut Channel, used to have one of these. I've just actually spoken to him on his stand, funnily enough. Austin 12.4. The enthusiasts of British vehicles, built before 1985. Good to be preserving things like this. Mark 1 Triumph 2000. Birmingham plate, so local to this area. That's had quite a few upgrades to the interior and some interesting wheels put on it. I wonder what year this actually is. 1964. 135 brake horsepower. Excellent. Achieved on the Autobahn, the sort of top speed. TC, so it's a 2500 TC, yes. Well, before the 2500 TC Innsbruck came out. 1970 Morris Minor. I think that's Trafalgar Blue 2-door. I've driven a Trafalgar Blue 2-door Morris Minor on the channel actually last year. And then we've got Frazer Nash. This is 1936. As you can see, the Frazer Nash BMW, they were built under license from BMW in Germany, and they continued production under the Frazer Nash name, although I'm not sure the cars looked quite like this after the war, until I think the mid-50s, and Frazer Nash Engineering I think is still around to this day. This is the Burton Classic Car Club stand. We've got MG Midget here. Would have been a rubber bumper one originally, with the Triumph 1500cc engine. 77-78, bumper's been taken off, which I think actually rubber bumper cars is perfectly acceptable to do that, but it sort of invokes an earlier time. And this, I have a feeling that this is based on a BMW Z3. It's sort of like a replica of a 60s Ferrari, I think. There is a name for these, but I can't remember what it is at the moment. Interestingly, they've taken all the sort of Z3 gauges and things out and put their own custom bits in, but it is based on a Z3 nevertheless. Registered in 98, 99 on an S. Quite a good replica, actually. A lot of people would not realise exactly how new that was. But cheaper than a Ferrari too. Also an S plate, Lotus Elise Series 1. 98, 99. That's 99 actually, this one. Sort of Rover K series in it. It's just a standard 1.8 non-VVC model. Yes, good old Peugeot 205 switchgear and Mark III Cavalier and head of wiper stalks and the Metro mirrors. I like all that kind of stuff, viewers. What I don't like is cars from after 1973 on these sort of silver on black plates. I just think it looks wrong, personally. I mean, you might disagree, but I don't really like that. This is nice though, this Ferrari. Presumably around 1986, judging by that tax disc. Think it's a GTO. Oh yes, it came out around that sort of time. There's a song about them, wasn't there? One of my earliest memories in a music video of that song. Nice Borgward Isabella. So I think this is an Isabella anyway. It's a real shame that these cars disappeared about 1961. The whole company sort of went under through sort of, I think, boardroom sort of battles and things like that. It's a real shame. 2 Isabella coupes here. They were sold in right-hand drive in this country as well. Isabella Combi with a K is the normal German word for an estate car. Sehnsucht ist unheilbar. Borgward. There's my German degree in good use, viewers. Borgward tried to make a revival a few years ago, but I think the company's now ceased making cars again, which is a shame. So that's a 1960. Is this a Lloyd or something? Yes, it is. A Lloyd Alexander. The name actually comes from the Lloyd sort of maritime company. It's not really to do with a person called Lloyd like I am. This is a 59. I wonder where this one's actually from. It's right-hand drive. I mean, I suppose it could have been sold over here, but I think that's possibly from somewhere else. Another Isabella. How many Borgward Isabella coupes are there here? And that's in superb condition. It's 1960. It's only 6,000 were made, and there's 3 here. That's crazy. Yeah, very attractive lines, aren't they? Very attractive. Very typical design of the era, sort of late 50s these were designed. How on earth do you get parts like that rear light if you damage it? It's very nice. More German engineering here with an awful lot of Audis, like loads. So this is the, let's get this right, B3 shape 2.8 Quattro Coupe 95-96 on N. Nice specification. What for sale? That's really tempting, viewers. Call or text 07817 741 273. I think though I'm more kind of a saloon person. This looks like an Audi 90 Quattro. As you can see, the engine's still longitudinally mounted even though it's front wheel drive. Audi just sort of did their own thing really. Yep, Audi 90 Quattro, B3 type. Hello to JR Seaton on Instagram. Yeah, 89 to 90. Audi 80 Sport, so kind of below the Quattro, although it's already got a catalytic converter. Schon mit Katalysatortechnik. H, so 92, 91. And then next we've got an 86 80 Sport. This is the B2 model, one of the very last of this shape actually. I have done a review on one of these, which was actually in this colour as well. That one's in daily use, this one probably isn't, so that explains why that's a little bit more up together than the one I drove, which also had some crazy mileage on it. And some beach buggies and things. We might as well have a look at those whilst we're here. Pink Panther buggy. Has someone been watching Barbie? Looney Dooney with surfboard and more surfboards. All Beetle based, of course. Very old Beetle it's based on, 1963. More air-cooled Volkswagen stuff going on here, and Strack is here too. What on earth is this? It's they were called trekkers in this country, or things, or there's loads of different names, 181, 182, all sorts of different things. This one looks like a trekker, just right-hand drive, and this is from like South Africa or something, which is called something different. Fortunately, this one very helpfully says it's a Trekker 181 on it, which is good. 71, 72 plate. Revo's hub down in Poole is actually where I've been a lot for some social events. They're very big on the air-cooled Volkswagens. That one's a thing because it's got left-hand drive. It's a German one, in which case it's got a different name. It's very confusing, actually. They just couldn't decide what to call them sort of worldwide. They're all sorts of different names. I know about these, though, viewers. Welcome to the Volvo Owners Club stand. Look at the size of that logo. As an owner, club member myself, I really appreciate the club. I bought one of my cars through it. Really high standard, actually, this time. 244 this will be. 1980. Some different seats in here. It's got some GLT wheels and a different steering wheel. So yeah, pre-facelift really, although the lights were different. 244 GT. Did they actually even make a 244 GT? It's an imagination. Yeah, yeah. It was originally a DL, and it's been changed, shall we say? Quite tastefully, actually. I like the sort of look of this. I think that's wonderful. Good old red block engine. And this one, this is a 1990 Volvo 340 GL. It's automatic, 1.4 play-on-font engine in here. Renault engine. Renault engines were used in Volvo cars until the late 90s, actually. So yeah, the British production in 1991. This is 1990. It's in really nice condition, actually. So I've never driven the 340. I really want to have a go in a 340 or 360, particularly a facelift one like this, as a final facelift. But again, it just depends if somebody offers me one. Or some P1800. This is 800S. Really? A very early one. Owned by Volvo UK. This presumably will be a 63. It's a very early Swedish built one. Jensen built them from 61 to 63, but I think they had problems with actually making them, and the contract was then ended early. This is a much later one, so just 1800, not P1800. People keep calling them that, but they're not. The P1800 name was dropped quite early on. This is 1800E from 1970. This looks like the cars used in the same, but it's not. The last two cars used in the same were registered in 1967. This is 70, so it's a bit different. Same colour scheme though, sort of cream with the red interior. Again, an incredibly attractive car. Absolutely and utterly iconic in so many different ways. 1999 Audi Cabrio. Originally an 80 Cabrio, they were called just Cabrio by the time this car was made. Ultimate specification, final edition 2.8. And that is rather nice, isn't it, viewers? Very long production run for these, about 10 years I think it was for the 80 base Cabrio. This is a 94 Cabrio E, Project Red Turbo. Ooh, and I think that's a beige leather interior, viewers, which is good. Audi 80 Cabriolet Coupe Enthusiast, even later one here. This is 2.6 litre. It's got the latest steering wheel in it, hasn't it? Yeah. Looks a bit like a sort of A4 interior, but not quite. Yeah, very, very late, like right at the end would be one of those. And then a coupe, probably a late coupe. I think these must be printed about 96 from memory. This one's a 95, Kingfisher Blue. Very nice. Nice smart freak through here. Doubly plate, so 80 to 81. Collar check interior. That Type 9 gearbox has been put in later. This is the same colour, the same specification, apart from the fact it's got a 2 litre engine rather than a 3 litre. as a couple of cars used in the professionals. Specifically the one that was used in the 1981 episodes, driven by Martin Shaw. But yeah, that had a 3-litre engine. And then we got the Escort here. This is one that's had an engine swap in it. That's why if we look at the side of it, it says 1800 XL. That was never a model that was available in the Mark 1s. It's got the 1.8 ZTEC R engine in it, which dates from the sort of 90s, early 2000s perhaps. Seen this car many times before, 72, 73 plate. 1973 Ford Cortina Mark III 2000 GT. That is in superb condition. Very nice. GT, very desirable. I prefer a 2000E myself, but that'll do, won't it? Cobra replica thing, 67 plate. So quite a sort of modern version of replica. It's the DAX version, so you're registered in 2018, so yeah, 67 plate very early on in 2018. NAMX5, very early one, actually UNOS badge. Let's have a look at the back and see actually if this is a real UNOS, because we'll be able to tell straight away due to the number plate aperture. Yes, it is, it's a UNOS, there we go. Jaguar Mark II. Do we actually have a information sheet about this? Don't touch your car, okay. 2.4 litre, so this is the sort of lower specification model, and it is a 1960. Excellent. Right, we've got some minis here. We've got the R50, R53 Club here. 2002 Mini Cooper X, John Cooper Works Edition. 2004 Mini Cabrio, an early one, RF 04. 2002 Mini Cooper S, R53. And we've got one of the original R50 Mini press cars. 2001 OBL was the registration sequence used for the press cars. Mr. Richardson Furious Driving also owns a Y registration 2001 Mini Cooper, which I have driven on my channel. Obviously you see it a lot more on Furious Driving. Dealer sort of technical training and launch car here, early production 2001. It's not an OBL. Yeah, the launch day at the dealerships would have been in July, so that makes perfect sense. So Cooper S 2002, so another early one. This one is, let's just see what it actually says. Oh, it's quite an early one. 2001 to 2. And then one of the Cabrios, 2004. Much more classic minis here. Austin Cooper S, being Mark 1 this. What year is this? So it was an Austin 7. Austin 7 was the name used right at the beginning for the Austin badged ones. That was changed in 61. So one of the last of the 7s. Now Cooper S replica. 68 Birmingham Police Mini Cooper S being Mark II. Interesting registration on this. Yeah, quite a low number, 20. That's just the way it came up, wasn't a personal plate or anything. That's used for catching criminals, that one. 1996 Mini, imagine very late Mark 6. Just not got the steering column with the indicator wiper stalks from the R8 Rover 200-400. So an earlier plate on it though. Sort of 93, 94. What is this? Some kind of modified John Cooper Works. The first one off the line. Interesting. What date was that? 2008. It's an R56. been talk about it over the years. A Prince engine is not something we discuss on this channel very much. This service VR53. Very early one, 2001 to 2 registration. Oh, we've got a thing. It's a Clubman. It's not a 1275 GT, which had the stripes. It's a very nice condition actually. It's about a 70 or a 71. Putty v Clubman on Instagram. Doesn't say. It's a very nice condition though. 979 Mini Clubman Estate, so it looks a bit like a 1275 GT with sort of stripes on it and things, but it's not. Wonderful. More Minis here, Mini Cabrio. These were actually a factory option. You could get them. Launched in 1993. There weren't very many made at all. You could get a Metro Cabriolet as well at the same time. Big hood, that's all part of the character of the car. Battery still in the boot, of course. That one's been sort of modified. And we've got a mini van, still with the pressed steel grille. What year this is? Maybe it will sort of say, or maybe it won't. I don't know. Have a look. An L range, okay. You have a minivans. Retained the original appearance with those sliding windows and house-style door handles and the exposed hinges and the pressed steel grille right the way through to the discontinuation in favour of the Metro van in 1982. And we have, I think this is a, looks like a Mayfair, or is this some other trim level? I can't remember actually what these were called. Not a 1 at this stage, but yeah, it's a Mark 7 Mini. 1997, 98. Much earlier one here, Mark 1 Mini 1967, which for sale. Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power channel says, who owns a Mini, this could be yours. Call Greg on 07393116250. 67 Cooper 998, Austin one, so late Mark 1. Cooper Recharge. You can have an electric conversion, even if it's a very early Mini like this one. I bet that's a little bit expensive though, viewers. I would have thought Australian conversion. Midas, a bit like a Mini Marcos, but not quite. Marcos Mark II Coupe. This is a 1989. It's built by a particular individual. Mark III Mini Marcos. That'll be like a 73 or 74. Another Midas Mark II. Gosh, so this hasn't actually been. It's completed very recently. So it was sold as a kit in 1983, but I don't think it's actually registered yet. Is that an 83 or a 2023? You decide. 40 years apart. Volkswagen Lupos, these all GTIs, or this one is, and the GTI will be a lot more fun than the 1 litre Arossa that I drove earlier this year. That was a bit slow. This one is where's 1 litre, 50 horsepower. Hooray! Yeah, and not the fastest. I think 0 to 6 about 18 seconds in there or something. Right, we've got the Sporting Bears experience in the background. I do apologise for the extra noise, viewers. A Corrado G60. Very nice, viewers. We like that very much. So what year is this? It's a 91. Excellent. And then we've got some rally Golfs. Superb. We've got Westy front ends and things. Now these have a different front end from a standard Mark II Golf. And they were only available left-hand drive. I think you could buy them in this country, but only left-hand drive. So this one looks very original up together. 89.90 on a G. That might actually say in the information sheet here what that is. No, it just didn't mention about the Rally Golf. That's what one looks like. The standard, and then we've got this modified Mark II GTI rally car. It's at about 85 or something. Mark 1 Golf Cabrio. All the best Mark 1 Golf Cabrio ever. In dark green with a beige leather interior. So the Rivage. We're doing a very, very late, like special edition on these. They've discontinued at the beginning of 1993. Very, very long production life. But it wasn't the longest lived Mark 1 Golf derivative. That was the City Golf. It finished about 2009, I think, in South Africa. 1981-82 Golf GLI Cabrio when the Mark 1 was still in production. See that the dash is not particularly different actually between the two. So 81, that one. That's a really, really sort of clean looking Golf. Mark 1 facelift. 82 Golf C, absolute poverty spec base model, but in really, really nice clean condition. You just don't see many of those. You see all these Mark 1 GTIs and not many of the standard ones. This has had a bit of work, so it's a bit different from the others, but there we go. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like to leave a comment below, and we shall see you again very shortly for more incorrect information.